I was 12 the first time I heard someone say, "Jesus loves you." It was a rainy afternoon, the kind that made the whole city feel like it was crying. I was sitting alone at a rusted bus stop, soaked to the bone, holding a plastic bag full of everything I owned. I'd run away the night before. Again. This time, I didn't think I was going back. A man walked by, old, quiet, wrinkled like time itself. He paused, looked at me, and just said it. "Jesus loves you." I scoffed, rolled my eyes. Sure he does, I thought. Just like my dad did when he left. Just like my mom did every time she let some new boyfriend scream at me. But the man didn't. Walk away. He sat beside me in silence. I shifted away, expecting a lecture or a sales pitch. Instead, he pulled a folded peanut butter sandwich out of his coat and handed it to me. No words, just kindness. That night, I slept behind a dumpster behind a strip mall. I ate half the sandwich and wrapped the rest. It was the first thing I'd eaten in 2 days. I hated that he made me think, why would Jesus love someone like me? 2 years later, I was deep into the streets by then. Drugs, theft, running from anyone who called themselves good. I had warrants I didn't want to. Think about, I kept to shadows. I'd forgotten the man's face, but never his words. One night I hit the wrong house. The guy was supposed to be out, but he wasn't. He had a gun. I ran, bleeding from a graze near my shoulder, ducking into an abandoned church with the front door swinging off its hinges. I collapsed by the pulpit, laughing bitterly at the irony. Jesus loves you. I could still hear it, echoing in my head. Then I heard footsteps. Not in my head. Real ones. A woman appeared. Late 50s, simple cardigan, holding a flashlight and a first aid kit. "I live behind the church," she said, kneeling. "Saw the light. Do you need help?" I couldn't speak. She cleaned my wound without judgment like I was her own son. I cried silently the whole time. Not from the pain, from something deeper, something unfamiliar. The next morning, she made me breakfast. Then she said, "I used to be just like you. I lost my daughter to the same street you're walking. But before she died, she gave her life to Jesus. Her last words to me were, 'Jesus loves me, Mom,' and I finally believe it." I stared at her, speechless. She reached for a photo. Her daughter's face was kind, soft eyes, full of peace. "Why? Are you telling me this?" I asked. She looked at me and said, "Because she prayed for one soul to find what she found. I think you're that soul." Years passed, I got clean. Not overnight, not with fireworks, but slowly, painfully, prayer by prayer. That woman became my second mother. She took me in, gave me work around the church, and eventually, a Bible. I resisted it at first. But late one night alone, I opened it. Not to a verse someone told me to read, but to something raw and real. I read about Peter denying Jesus, about the thief on the cross, about the prodigal son. That's when I broke. That's when I believed. Today, I'm a youth pastor. My tattoos still show, so do my scars, and I wear them like a testimony. Because every time I see a lost kid angry at the world, holding in their pain like poison, I sit beside them and say it, "Jesus loves you." And if they roll their eyes, I smile. Because I know that one sentence can split a life wide open, like it did mine.